Hi, Miguel. Good evening.
Hello, Lorena. Good night. Good evening.
How are you?
Fine. I have problems in some moments, and it's like a spasm, más o menos.
Oh, well,
Yesterday, I didn't feel very well. Uh, I
okay,
was
okay.
in bed, but the doctor says that this is the way uh, people who get pneumonia through
Mm.
the disease.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, so you have to take care. Maybe you can't talk too much, right?
Yeah, yeah. I can talk. I can talk, and I can walk.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay.
Lorena, want- I want to ask you
Yes.
a request. Yes, I couldn't finish all the homework assignment,
Okay.
and I would like that you could assign me those homework um, for this weekend,
Okay, let's see. Mm, 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 mm.
because I'm yesterday and on Saturday I was working in my office because obviously I I couldn't I couldn't work when I was sick,
Yes.
and now I have a lot of work accumulated,
Yes, yes.
and I'm
Well,
trying to
don't worry.
to handle that.
Oh, yes. Okay, don't worry, don't worry. So I am reassigning you. Well, this part, quizzes one, quizzes two. Okay, okay, okay. This one, two. Two. Okay, now it's done. Okay, so all the hours were reassigned. So you have more time to do it, okay? Yes, because I think, oh, well, one
Thank
more.
you.
Okay, so that is done. Okay, yes, so you're gonna have time to do it because yes, Friday, I think Thursday, yes, Thursday and Friday we're not gonna have classes. And so you're gonna have
Okay,
time,
okay, okay.
okay? Give me a second. And this one. Okay, perfect. So now we're gonna start with unit 3, okay? Unit 3, and we have, okay, these grammars. Past continuous and modals of preference. Well, we're gonna start with past continuous. Okay, so
Okay.
I will show you. This past continuous, it is similar to present continuous. Why? Because we're gonna use both for asking or talking about actions that were in a progress time. Okay, so this is kind of same. For example, if we talk about present continuous, we are talking about only. Okay, in this, what is the best or the thing that we have to remember? It is the verb to be plus the verb with ing, no more. For example, here in present continuous, we're gonna say that we have the be, but always this verb to be has to be in present. So what is the verb to be in present? It is am, is, are, right? What happened if we talk about past continuous? It is the same because we have the verb to be plus the verb with ing. But in this case, we are talking about the verb to be in past. And the verb to be in past, it is was and it is were, right? So these are kind of same. The only thing that it's gonna make the difference between these two ones, it is the time and the complement. If we talk about past, we are gonna use past time. For example, yesterday, last month, in 2000, I don't know, in 2011, or maybe 3 years ago, for example, ago, last, yesterday, in, okay? And if we talk about continuous and present continuous, we're gonna use now, right now, in this moment, at this moment, for example, when we talk about present, okay? So the structure that we must remember, it is subject plus be plus the verb with ing and the complement. For example, in past, I don't know, maybe if we talk about, okay, yesterday, I can say, I was studying a lot yesterday, for example. So this was an action that was in a progress, okay? Maybe you started here, for example, we can see a line of time. You started, I don't know, at 8 and you finished studying at 11, for example, okay? So it was a progress time where you spent like 3 hours doing that activity, okay? So that is the past continuous. If we talk about this in negative, the only thing that we're gonna do is to put not to the verb to be. Maybe could you give me an example, Miguel, with negative?
I was not working.
Okay, wasn't working.
I was not working in my office.
Okay. Perfect, very good. And we could put like
last night.
Okay, last night. Very good. So here we are using complements in past, right? So it is okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
When should I use, in this example, I was not working in my office last night. I didn't work in my office.
I didn't work. If you use didn't, you are using only simple past. Okay. Yeah. For example, if you said, I didn't work in the office last night. What does it mean? This is a progressive action and this is a past action. For example, if I say, I didn't work in my office last night, it means that I didn't work, but all day long. okay? Or maybe I have a specific time, for example, the 8 hours, for example. But if I say, I wasn't working in my office last night, it means that when we talk about progressive, it is not all day long or it is not a specific time. So if you use working with ing, it is only a part of time of all whole day. Okay, or maybe all whole the hours that you must. Okay, so this working, it is not specific, but if you said didn't work, it is a specific time that everybody knows how much hours you work. Okay.
Okay. So I use did, or the auxiliary did, when I know the time of the sentence, and I use the past continuous when I don't know the time of the sentence, the period of time.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that is the only difference between these two times. Okay, no more. So
Okay.
here, we're gonna see some other examples. In this example, we're gonna see, it says, it was about 10. Well, we know the schedule, we know the time, 10. Here was 10. What was happening that time? I was having something to drink at the juice bar of my health club. So you said that it was 10 o'clock. If you use in simple past, maybe didn't or maybe was or were, because it is simple past, it is not progressive, we know the specific time. It was 10, so we know that this is a specific. What was happening around that time? I was having something to drink at the juice bar. So if I use I was having, maybe it says that I started drinking something at 9 and I finish at 11, for example. Okay, so we don't know the specific time of this action. But of course, if we use in simple past, we know the specific time. Okay, so that is the difference. So the only thing for this grammar that we must know, it is the structure. And if we know, or maybe if we don't know when the action finish, we don't know the specific time. But always the verb to be, of course, in this case in past, and the verb with ing, okay, for talking about action in a progress. So in this grammar, we could use two sentences. So we can talk about two actions that they are happening in the same time. Okay, but how? What are we gonna use? We are gonna use this connector, okay, using two actions in continuous. Past continuous, while past continuous. So I can say I was studying a lot while you were
On the library.
okay. No, that is not continuous. That is in past.
You were,
maybe I don't know.
When you were working or
cooking, for example. Okay, so we are talking about two actions in past continuous using while, okay, in order to express that those actions are happening in the same time. But we can't use with while, we can't use, for example, one of them that could be in simple past, and this other can't be in past continuous, for example. No, that is incorrect, okay? So always, we're gonna use while for two actions, but both has to be in past continuous, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that is the only thing here. So I don't know if you have some other question about this grammar here.
No, maybe with the practice.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the platform. I will assign you, okay? I will assign you right now. Give me a second. Okay. I will assign you unit 3. Let's continue. Okay, now you can start. Ouch. Yes.
We are in the unit 3.
Yes, unit 3. Unit 3, past continuous 1.
Past continuous, just past continuous
1.
or
No,
past
1.
continuous?
Yes, that. Okay, let's see. Okay, only one mistake. Yes, and I think it was the last. Yes, the sixth one. Why? Because it says, Nick, I met Jackie at the Gover building, but only one day. So it happens that day and finished that day. So it is not progressive.
What did she say?
To you, yes. Only simple past.
Mm,
Okay. Did she say? Perfect. Now let's go to next to the second exercise.
in this case, in each box,
Yes.
um, I only use one word.
No, no exactly, because you could use past continuous
Okay,
where
okay.
you have two words or only simple past. Excellent.
Let's check.
Let's see. Perfect. Any mistake? Great.
Lucky me.
Excellent. But it was great. It was great. Just it's, for example, when you have paragraph like this, yes, we have to be careful reading, and if the sentence has sense, right?
Okay.
Since the beginning, only that.
Ah, yes, yes. So I have to recheck.
Yes.
Check.
Yes, checked, only checked. Perfect. Now let's go to the second grammar. I will share you my screen. In this part, we have modals of preference. Okay, so what do we have in this part? Let's see a little bit of this. Okay, when we talk about models of preference, okay, we are talking about especially about the okay, especially okay. Now I am sharing my screen here. So we are talking about special for the verb prefer. Well, that is a verb. But we have different kind of words in order to show preference. One of them, okay, we're gonna see which are these three ways. Okay, we have three ways. We have, when we talk about these models, we have the first one, that it is only the verb, prefer, and it is the verb only. So when we have, or when we talk about this verb, we know that we can use, for example, this verb for, or using, we're gonna put like this. Prefer plus infinitive, or maybe gerund. Example, I can say, I prefer to eat pizza, for example. With gerund, I prefer eating pizza, right? So this verb works with both infinitive or gerund. So that is the first one, the easy one. The other, well, this is not a modal, okay? This is only a verb. The other two ones are called modals, okay? Why? Because we're gonna use with this common verb that it is a, well, this is not a verb, this is a modal, okay? Would is an auxiliary, but it is a modal auxiliary. So would doesn't have sense, okay, doesn't have a meaning, sorry, when we use, it is gonna have only a meaning when we use with another verb. In this case, we're gonna use it with prefer. So what is the meaning of this? When we use would, we're gonna make that the ending of the next verb is gonna finish in ría. So the meaning is gonna say preferiría. So this would prefer. We can use this, well, in this way. The subject, always with would prefer, plus, in this case, we could use both. We could use infinitive, okay, or we could use gerund too, okay, would prefer. And of course, this is not only that we're gonna use this gerund. Okay, we're gonna do it by part. When we talk about actions, okay, when we talk about some activities, of course, we're going to need some infinitive or gerund, okay? And after this, we can have a complement. For example, I can say, I don't know, about an action. Miguel, what could you say in order to what you prefer to do?
I would prefer reading a book.
Okay. I would prefer a book. Perfect.
Rather,
Well, when we talk about this, we could use in affirmative, we could use in negative, and how could it be the negative way?
I wouldn't.
Yes, wouldn't, okay? So that is the only way of making negative, wouldn't. So, for example, another example with wouldn't, something negative.
I wouldn't prefer work on weekends.
Okay, perfect, on weekends, very good. So when we talk about this, it says that we can use this for questions too. Okay, so what are we gonna have? But only the would at the beginning, plus subject, plus prefer, only prefer, infinitive, or maybe gerund. Some question, for example, if I said, okay, would you prefer playing soccer or volleyball? How could you answer this?
I would prefer playing soccer.
Very good. One thing that we must know, it is that I can use contractions. Okay, so what is the contraction for would? It is gonna be the apostrophe and D. I'd prefer playing. What did you say? Sorry.
I would prefer playing soccer.
So very good. So this is the contraction for this. Okay, I would, I'd. So if you said D, if you see D, it is a contraction of would.
Okay, but we can use the contraction.
We can use, if we can use or if we can't use.
My question is, well, I understand that we can't use the would in when we answer a question with would you prefer?
Ah, yes.
Or,
When we have only yes, no questions, yes, it is incorrect. But in this case, we have a full answer. In this case, it is okay because it is similar to an affirmative sentence. In this case, it is correct, okay? But if, for example, if I have yes, I would, in that case, I can't use, okay? Yes. So what other thing can we do with would prefer? We can use this, for example, as a maybe affirmative, negative, or question. We could use would prefer with nouns. What does it mean? For example, I can say, she, we are in a restaurant, for example, and we are asking something for eat. She would prefer, okay, coffee. Okay, she would prefer coffee. So as you can see, this is not an action. This is a noun. And we could use, okay, we could use nouns with would prefer. Okay, so we could use would prefer with nouns and actions. Okay, nothing else. The third one, it is would rather. This would rather means the same, preferiría. It is the same. What is the only thing for here? When we use would rather, the structure, it could be the same as would prefer, but what happened here? We can't use with infinitive, neither gerund. Always we're gonna use with verb in base form and complement, no more. For example, I would rather swim alone, for example. Okay, so this is in base form. Okay, this is in base form. So we can't use with to, neither with ing, and of course, would rather we can't use with nouns. So this is only with verbs in base form.
Okay.
Okay. And the negative of this, okay, this is not gonna be in wouldn't. The negative, it's gonna be after the modal verb. So would rather not. Okay, no preferiría. So I can say, I would rather not go out today, for example. Okay, not go out today. So base form and not after rather, always, not in wouldn't. Okay. And can we make questions with this? Yes, we can. The only thing here is gonna be would, yes, at the beginning, plus the subject, rather, and the verb in base form. For example, would you rather come here? Would you rather come here? In this case, for example, we could answer with only yes or no. For example, yes, yes, I would. Okay, in this case, of course, we can't contract. Only we can contract in this first one, okay? It is the same contraction we're gonna have. I'd rather swim alone. And it means that it is the contraction of I would, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. So maybe do you have some question about this?
And the last one, I would rather only use with verb in base form and with well, it does not go with nouns.
Yes, no. Would rather only for actions and base form, no for nouns, and no with infinitive, no gerunds.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, only actions and but the verb in base form.
Muy bien, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so here, for example, in the platform, maybe you can take a picture here about the structures.
Okay.
So it could be great for you.
Just a second.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
now to the platform.
Yes, let's go to the platform. Yes, models of preference 1.
Which one? Sorry.
Models of preference, one. One, yes. That first. Okay, so let's see.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, only two mistakes. And the first one, it is because T, it is a noun,
Okay,
right?
yes, you're
Yes,
right.
yes, and we can't use with rather. Yes,
Yes, I prefer. Yes, I prefer.
yes, I'd prefer. The other,
Let's go to
what is the other mistake?
in this one.
Yes, what
Uh,
is the mistake?
to get
Yes,
rather than does not go with infinitive to.
yes, great. So in this case, we only have to use
I prefer to get.
exactly. Yes. So let's try it again.
But I prefer. I would prefer in this case.
Yes, I'd prefer. Perfect. Very good. Let's go next. Okay. Remember that rather doesn't work with gerund and infinitive.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, only base form.
I have a lot of mistakes.
3 mistakes, yes.
Eh,
I think it is because of the place of the verbs. Because in the first mistake, I'd prefer to go later because the question is, why don't you come to my office at around 11? I'd prefer to go later, or maybe I'd prefer to meet later because we're talking about office and the meetings, right? So,
okay. I,
yeah,
I I didn't understand this way.
yes. And in
I,
number 3, mm, I think here it's much better pay. I think I'd rather pay him a visit. It is because, for example, it says, right, are you going to call Frank? I think I'd rather pay him a visit. It's like you prefer to pay some tickets in order he comes to visit you, right? This is a most common expression for Americans. So yes, maybe you didn't know it, but this is more common. So pay him a visit or pay him some, I don't know, some moments. It's the same.
okay,
Yes.
okay.
So
That's an expression.
yes, it is an expression. And in the last one, it's the last that it's missing, right? Go.
Oh,
I'd rather go to a restaurant.
okay,
Pay to a restaurant.
that's right. Yeah. I couldn't understand the sense of the sentence of the sentence number 3.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is common, but yes, it is an expression for them. It is not more common for us because we don't use that expression either in Spanish.
This way.
Perfect, very good. Okay, about this, do you have some question maybe?
They rather always goes with the verb in infinitive.
Yes, yes, always.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, that is the only thing. Okay, Miguel. So, well, we have only one more grammar
Yeah.
that we're gonna do it and we're gonna finish with this grammar tomorrow. Okay? It's okay, right? Or maybe you wanted to cover the hour of Saturday with this grammar. I think it's maybe gonna be like 20 minutes, maybe like that,
Uh,
or maybe
uh,
tomorrow.
uh, it could be. I rather. I rather. I would rather on Saturday and tomorrow. Maybe I I have um, an appointment with my doctor, and
Okay.
sometimes the consults gets longer, and perhaps um, I can't assist to the class. So in
Okay.
that case,
Yeah.
we can we can organize the
Yeah.
with your time, obviously.
Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, Miguel. So don't worry. So maybe, yes, tomorrow, if you can't stay at class, don't worry. We're gonna organize much better. And we can cover this
Okay.
other class in some other day. Don't worry. As I was telling you, you are not going to miss any class, but don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
The thing here is that you can be good. Okay. Of course, in your health too. Okay.
Okay. Thank you
So
very much.
don't worry, Miguel. And so let's see on Wednesday directly.
Yes, but my appointment tomorrow is not clear. So let me confirm that
Yeah.
at the afternoon, please, and
Okay, don't
I'm
worry.
gonna tell you.
Perfect. Don't worry, Miguel.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, today we're gonna just finish with the survey. Okay. Okay, Miguel. So, see you
Okay.
tomorrow.
See you
Take care a
tomorrow.
lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.